I once knew a Uden, his real name was Schliemann. His primary concern was loaning $1 trillion, being the sleaziest banker that the world ever seen. He used to fuck young Jews and traffic kids in his dreams. A corrupted bar mitzvah at the age of 13. Shlomo never had a priest and looked up to Epstein. Jeff put the crown down after the year that he was murdered. Shlomo's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out with celebs at the headquarters, searching for young Haitians as trafficking prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood raping never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could traffic and loan, but got caught once and put a slug inside of his dome. So bankers that he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and Uden like this have never been equal. I try to project my Moloch worship onto other people. They fiend for Jesus like Jews with bonds and plea deals. He felt he had to prove that he was for the people. A greedy-minded young man with Moloch's potential, the product of a Jewish-bred Bolshevistic mental. Coincidentally, went to Ivy League as a steen. Dancing with the Moloch would rape until his cock would bleed. But he was sick of fucking kids and gave in to his greed.
Every nigga trying to be kikes never face the consequences. You'll probably only do probation for major offenses. Ask a goyim doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always rabbis who knew in advance. After circumcision, we suck baby cock. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and work for Black Rock. Uden used to be the God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we invented the melting pot.
Shlomo started blackmailing anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of the Jews, creating websites to have children stroking their cocks. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to Black Rock, working overtime, getting new clients for Pornhub. These websites started to corrupt the little kids' brains, the sacrificial fantasy. Those were his aims, tired of Talmudic niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major and keep on corrupting the young. But in a synagogue, other niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can suck cum. Any bitch shooting with a hat can fuck his own son. Any nigga with a small hat can front like Mossad. Even Puffy raped Justin Bieber up in the club, but only a Talmudic nigga will rape a kid till they die, feeling no remorse and staring straight into their eyes. Shlomo realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a kid until semen he farted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. All of them kikes. His dreams about Japs and whites made him agree. A hardcore trafficker is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them on Shabbat at 2:45.
Every nigga trying to be kikes never face the consequences. You'll probably only do probation for major offenses. Ask a goyim doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always rabbis who knew in advance. After circumcision, we suck baby cock. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and work for Black Rock. Uden used to be the God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we invented the melting pot.
They walked around the island slow while it was raining, doing designer drugs and listening to Larry David. And they saw a child on the beach walking alone and trying to escape on a boat and make his way home. And so they quietly took off their shoes and followed him. Walking on the beach at night, the darkness swallowed him. They wrapped a belt around his neck and knocked him onto the sand. This is it, Shlomo, to fist his ass with your whole hand. And so Shlomo picked him up and pulled the kid by the hair, dragged him into a bathhouse that had nobody there. He struggled hard, but they forced him to go up the stairs. They got to the altar and they held him down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." They lit the candles all around him while he screamed and clawed. Shlomo stuck his cock in his mouth till it fractured his jaw. Talmudic bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They chanted pagan rituals until he stopped moving, blood leaking down the altar. He died silently, and then they all proceeded to rape him violently. Schliemann volunteered to go first, but each of them took a turn slicing him up, roasting him until his flesh burned. His locked jaw still remained, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and he was lying shriveled, raped and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new Talmud. They told him he was a sacrifice for what he'd gone through, and if he could get fucked, he guaranteed a spot with the Jews. He thought about it for a minute. He already gave head, and so he leaned over and gave his ass cheeks a big spread.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm fallen and I can't turn back.
Right before fucking a nigga and becoming homo, he thought about all the wealth and spread his cheeks for a load. He felt strong, standing along with Mossad agents, took the cock out his ass and stared at his gaped anus. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring at the cum leaking out of his own gutters. He looked at his thighs dripping semen in the mirror. He cried more painfully as the Talmud became clearer. His worship stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His paganism had successfully changed his fate. He remembered how his rabbi used to come home late, sucked his cock for nothing, cause now what was he worth? Turning against the rabbi who had once showed him his girth and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the Baal responded cause Christ wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be a child he sold, and so he walked out the bathhouse with a gaping asshole. They say temple takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed Shlomo and kept recordings of it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with young Shlomo when I raped his corpse too. Now Moloch follows me everywhere that I go. I'm sure he's standing among all of you at temple, and at every Sabbath listening to all the rabbinic flow. He's standing right next to you, and you probably know Moloch grows inside the hearts of the Jewish and pagan. White, brown, yellow, black, they're all restricted. You definitely wear a little hat when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's chosen that fell from the top. There's no diversity cause we invented the melting pot, so when you wanna read the Talmud you better say never, cause a dance with his Moloch might last you forever.